Today we're going to be talking about photosynthesis. First, I'm going to spell that for you on the board. All right, it's kind of a big word. So photosynthesis. And so the first step that we're going to talk about is the equation of photosynthesis. So it's going to start with 6CO2 plus 6H2O. And these two things are going to yield glucose, which is going to be C6H12O6 and 6 oxygen. And so this is the equation of photosynthesis, and now we're going to break it down with each part. And so 6CO2, this is carbon dioxide plus water. And so these two things right here make up your reactants. So carbon dioxide and water are going to yield glucose and oxygen. And these are both your two products of photosynthesis. And so, in order for photosynthesis to start and to work, we need sunlight. So we're going to start by explaining it over here with a diagram. So the first thing that you need is sunlight. And then, so if we have a plant down here, so say we have a flower growing on the ground right here. So the sun is going to give off energy to the plant, and then this photosynthesis is able to start once the plant has sunlight and is able to absorb that energy through the plant. And so our two reactants are going to be absorbed into the plant. And so carbon dioxide is intake through the stoma, and the stoma is located on the underside of the leaves, and it is just small openings in the leaves that are able to intake CO2, and then they also are able to release other gases like oxygen. And then our other reactant is going to be water, and water is going to be absorbed through the roots down here. So we're going to put H2O at the bottom here. And so water is absorbed through the roots, and then it's taken up to the rest of the plant through the xylem. And so xylem is tissue that is in the plant, and it's going to be able to take the water and other nutrients up to the rest of the plant from the roots down here. And so these two things are our reactants. So in order for photosynthesis to happen, we need these three things right here in order to start. So we have CO2, oxygen, or CO2, water, and sunlight. And those are our three starters of photosynthesis. And then we come to our products. So photosynthesis is able to release glucose and oxygen are the two things that come from photosynthesis. And so glucose is just the sugars that are released from the plant, and this helps give the plant more energy. So we're just going to draw an arrow out with glucose. And then the plant is also able to release oxygen, and again, this comes from the stoma. And oxygen is able to be released into the air so that humans are able to breathe in that oxygen, which we need in order to survive. And so overall, photosynthesis is very important in order for plants to be able to make their own food, and also important to give humans the oxygen that we need. So without photosynthesis, humans would not be getting their oxygen. And all the way back, without sunlight, this is the most important part at the beginning here, because without sunlight, the plant is not able to photosynthesize, and we would not be able to get our oxygen. And so one more time, our equation here for photosynthesis altogether is going to be carbon dioxide plus water is going to yield glucose and oxygen as your final product. And that is photosynthesis.